Good morning, everyone. Long ago we go here. My name is Jeffrey, and today we have a game. Our opponent is Alena, who most of you should know by now. If you are new to us, she is one of the members of Hiroshima Gamers. She has probably been playing the shortest period of time, but she's coming along pretty well. And as you also probably know, unless you're new, is we mirror our OGS game onto a Goban. Now, I am several stones stronger than all of my opponents because I'm the strongest in the group, and I'm sort of leading them along by playing basic kinds of moves. I let them pretty much go where they want in the beginning and sort of along the way. Let them set the pace and try to respond in a strong, solid way that makes me win in the end by taking advantage of any slip-ups they make. So we definitely have teaching games. Afterwards, of course, I upload to YouTube. And then I take screenshots of the action at various points and then comment on things that I see going on, things that they can improve on, better ways to do things, traps to look out for. So by them watching the video, everyone in our group, it's a small group, they hear my comments during the game, and then afterwards, they get to read my comments, look at the diagrams I put onto my screen, onto the screenshots of the game. So we have lots of opportunities to learn from our gameplay. So we hope that this is instructive to you as well if you're in the low queues. If you're a high queue or Don level, you are not going to get anything out of this. You will probably see lots of things you think I should be doing differently, but everything I do is basically for the benefit of the other club members. Okay. Let's go over to camera 3. Alena, switch directions here. Had an interesting experience yesterday. A couple of days ago, a new streamer on Twitch started to play Go for the first time. Learned of it for the first time. And so I watched his stream for a while, and then yesterday we set up a game, a teaching game between us. That's also over on YouTube. Kiyaji number one. Kiyaji number one. And that was interesting because we're both streaming the game. And that was, I had his on my iPad, so I could. Now, one thing I have told my students is that I don't know if that's a really good spot. Oh, Kiyaji, good morning. Thanks for stopping in. I don't know that this is a really good place to put your stone. I would just place it solidly because nothing can happen with that. If I go here, so what? It doesn't matter. But I just think that leaves behind the wrong kind of aji. So I will just block that as I normally would. Good. Glad you watched it. That's why I put it on YouTube, you know. So you can learn something from the game you've played by watching it again, hearing someone else's comments. Yeah, so, ours was different because it was a direct teaching game and you were listening to what I was saying. So, ours is a little bit different because we've already gone through those steps face to face, playing down at the now closed up Southern Cross Bar. Okay, she is now back over here. Now, instead of going somewhere on the board and playing big moves, she's kind of doing, endgame stuff here. So this is just going to leave me solid in the corner. So once again, really, what's the point of that move? Why not just play solid, take out any bad, maybe something's going to happen later by me poking there, And I will just go there. And we have a second viewer, so best let you know who I'm playing. Playing Alena. Okay, now she plays something bigger. Let's see what she did. She did that. Okay, this is still very unsettled over here. So I'm going to push there. Now, the only reason you want to not... secret use. Good morning. I think you probably remember Kiaji 1 from yesterday. So the only reason you would not do an approach in the corner here is if you have something real weak over here. Once again, she had sort of finished that off in this way, right? That pushes me down. By leaving that, she's pushed down. Now, let's see. I am going to go over here, though, and approach now. Good. Yeah, I think Kiaji is a pretty quick study. However, in your game against Rebecca, you were ignoring a lot of double atutties that, especially down in the lower left-hand side, I believe it was, she did not play double atutties down there, which would have completely destroyed your position. You have to be looking at every position all the way through the game. Now, we all forget to do that. It's not just the newbies, it's everybody. So when people are teaching you things to do, it's because probably it's the kinds of things that are foremost in their mind that they need to overcome as well. Okay, now here is another major mistake that my students continue to do. I've not broken them yet of this bad habit. Attaching is one problem. Not having a relationship to your other stones is the second problem. And leaving lots of doors open is the third problem. Now, I use this word lightly in referencing your gameplay yesterday, but most of your moves were similar to this. Yeah, I'll just keep this simple. Okay, counting liberties. I have 2 liberties. She has 1. She has more liberties, as do I. I have 3. She has 2. Sort of a basic rule is it's very hard to escape if someone touches you on the edge or near the edge. This, of course, doesn't work. Now, every time you put a bad stone or an inefficient stone on the board, you're giving your opponent a huge step up in the game. Because they are going to be solidifying something to quite an extent. Okay, now we need to maybe capture those 3 stones. Okay, so Alena is using her dead stones to get something done. So that's good. That's what you want to do. Now the fact that she gave me an extra 2 stones is not good. But she is providing a nice little area for herself over here, because she's got the other wall. She got this wall here and that wall over there. And I'm just gonna, I think, just come out 1. Now, once you get small groups, on the board, you're kind of in a bad position. Okay, we're going to come over here and take this stone and take the rest of the corner. Let's see if I can. Okay, lots of people streaming this morning. Well, a couple of people with a large following, let's put it that way. Okay. Once again, I have 3 liberties. She has 2. Now, Alena should be able to see that she's changed this from 3 to 2, but by playing here, this one now has just 1 liberty and therefore is in a tutty. So it's not going anywhere. Okay, I'm just going to be absolutely certain that she's not going to take these stones anywhere. Now, I could do the atati here, but we'll just go there. Sometimes it's important to double tap a situation so that it's absolutely under control. Okay, so Alena's giving up on that, coming back over here, putting that stone into tutty, which is fine with me. Oh, better go over here. Yeah, so she put that stone into a tutty. And I filled it in. Now, of course, if she were to do nothing, I would have a free atati there. Okay, so I still have this free atati down here. Now, Alena is atatiing my 2 stones that have an atati on her 3 stones, and yet she leaves me, because I have 1 open space, I can still come out. So by coming out, by not taking these stones, by coming out, I'm creating cutting points. Now, one of the things you want to be doing is looking at cutting points. When they're in your favor and when they're not in your favor. Now, she can use these 3 black stones. Let's go over to the other camera. She can use these 3 black stones to do something on the outside by playing here. So it puts me into a toddy. I would have to take here. Okay? Now, to prevent her from using those 3 stones, I'm going to poke my nose out. Having your nose out in open space is always a good thing. Now, here I don't have to worry about anything because I have the back door of being able to kill off these 3 stones and rescue those if they should get into any trouble. I need to use my pointer. But as you can see, her 3 stones here are in trouble because I'm pushing them down low. And then these 3 stones are likely to get into trouble as well. Now, if you were here for the beginning of this thing over here, you'll know that this stone here is exactly like that stone there, which means it's not in a good position. Okay, so I'm just going to turn there. As they say, make an example of those stones. So, what is the essential problem here? Playing too close and attaching to things without backup, right? That's what this does. It's attaching to my stones, but it's got no backup nearby. Okay, now why fill that in when it's just going to eventually be killed, right? You have to have a different plan. Instead of filling it in, just go there, right? Because then you've got an atati here, right? So I've got to take something, and then you've got a wall again. But instead of doing that, Alena fills that in, and my nose is poking out into free space once again. And now Alena gives me another cutting point. Okay, so I will just take these 3 stones, or 4 stones. I will block those off. Take those. Now, this area here, certainly looks like it's pretty much mine. Of course, you can go in here. But if I do anything defensive down in here, this is pretty much mine. This whole corner is mine. She's got 10 dead stones at this point. So her position just doesn't look very good. Okay, I'm going to let her have a chance to maybe do something over here to shore up her defenses. And also just, double tap those 4 stones. Now we've got some people watching us. We are playing Alena this morning. She's a member of Hiroshima Gamers. Okay, now if Alena goes here, right, I can just play here. If she takes my stone, it's a snapback, and I get those stones. Okay, so snapback is another cool aspect of Go that you need to be able to see when it works to your advantage, and see when it doesn't work to your advantage. Just a second. Okay. So, do I want to play the Atari here and just make that stronger, or do I want to play here, put pressure on those stones, and be able to take that stone? That's what I'm going to do. It should be noticed that when she goes there, I've still got 2 liberties here, and I've got the back door there. Okay? So I'm not sure if it's a good idea to save that stone. I would not have saved that stone. I would have played here, let me take it, protect that cutting point, or maybe just played there. Yeah, I would not have played out. So the thing you don't want to do here is you probably don't want to play there, right? Here, you're more out into free space. You can go down and kill these stones. You can run out this way. You've got a lot of places you can run to, because these 2 stones are essentially cut off now. But I think that they can win the fight against those 3 stones. Okay, good. I'm going to push one more time. If she does a hane, we'll have to look at the situation. Yeah. Now, the question is, Do I want to push through here? Do I want to push through there and create a cutting point? Do I want to come over the top and create a cutting point or a double cutting point by pushing through? Yeah, I think I'll just push through. Leave me a door that's open. I'm going to walk through. Oh, okay. That's not quite as clean as I thought it was. Okay. Plan B. Oh. Oh my. So many cutting points. Okay, double atari. Double atari is always pretty good for you. And Alena is our opponent this morning. University student. Now, when you are cut off, you got to be real careful about the moves you make because you don't want an attack upon your opponent to come back and bite you. Now, my attacks over here were all fine, right? I had nothing to worry about. But when I made the cut here, and Alena went out with this, and I went that way, well, I had no back door. You know, I have to live on my own. I'm just going to make an eye down here. Because if she was to atari this stone, I was thinking of going out here. But if she was to atari that stone and I was to fill in, and she plays here, then I can't play there because I self-atari. So it's better that I drop down, make an eye, and as they say, double tap these 4 stones. Okay, very methodical, very much step by step. Now, whenever you're put into a tutty, you have to ask yourself, is it worth filling it in? Now, do I want to fill that in? 1, 2, 3. She would have to fill up these 3 spaces before that becomes a false eye. Okay? Now, if she fills up 1, I have 2 left. Then I can play there. Puts this group into a tutty. If she goes to the next one, and I'm down to 1, then I can take those stones. Okay? So always check to be sure that saving a stone is to your benefit. So I will save that stone. But you got to recognize that that's a false eye. Right? But I have 3 liberties here. And I could do this with 2 liberties. Okay. She's going to protect that. Okay, so what do we have? She's now got what? That's 4, 8, 12, 15. So I have captured 15 stones. I have all of that side. Now, can I make a living group in here? And why not? There's lots of space. In fact, let's just play there. Okay, we are going to treat this a little bit lightly. Play a little bit differently than I usually would do. You know, if it was in free space, you know, you would just go like that. But since there's nothing over there to help me, I need to no, I don't want to play here because honey's not quite as good for me. It's better to sort of spread out, run away. Okay, now what do we want to do? I think we'll just keep it solid. Now I'm gonna honey. Commander Root, I see that you are our viewer. I've only got one. It's you. Okay. Alena's going over the top. I will extend. It's the simplest thing to do. Of course, I'm being pushed down into this group. Now, at some time I would like to go back and play there. The best of all possible views. Alena's going to push. I am going to extend. Oh. Alena has disengaged. Okay, so I will use this opportunity to push out into the center area. This is where she could potentially get the most points, so me coming out to reduce this is good. It also threatens to cut off another 5 stones and give myself a bigger block of corner. Of course, down here I still have the Friatati on that stone. I think I will just come here. Maybe that's not the wisest thing to do. I think it's okay. These three stones are captured already because of Natati there. Boom, they're caught. Um, the only thing she could possibly do would be to cut me here. But then I've got the Atati on this stone, and then just Tiger's Mouth those three. I think they have a greater viability than uh, that small group of stones would have. Okay. Not quite sure what that's about. Yeah, I'll wrap around this. Now, I do have to be, you always have to remember stuff from the past. I have to be a little bit careful of these stones. Remember, there's a fault side there. And I need to have time to play there so that these get put into a tutty. So I don't want these to be coming this way and this stone to be coming that way. Oh, we're in the, let's go over there. Don't know where she's going to play next, but I played that last, so we should probably highlight that. I'm not sure how long you've been around, but we are playing Alena today. Okay, that's interesting. Well, yeah, I'm just going to take that. A net, maybe, but this bothers me that she could put some pressure on that, use it as a leverage. So I'm just going to take that stone, which of course puts these three stones in a tutty. Okay, so she's going to attempt to come out with those stones. And I will, in a small way, be saying, no, 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 you cannot do that. Now, of course, I don't want to neglect this area down here. So now I'm going to do this just because it helps that group there, I believe. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't want to neglect this area down here. I need to play some defensive moves to prevent Alena from invading here. Now, this game has not been played the way I would play the game, and that is because, let's see if we can identify which stone it was. It's because of that stone there, I think, right? Yeah, I believe it's that stone. Played in a place that allowed me to then go and wrap around those 3 stones and allowed me to come out, take those 4 stones, and then allowed me to come and take those 4 stones, and also allowed me to come out here. Now, here's another thing we need to be aware of is when you are put into a tutty and you have an tutty on the other stone, do you take that other stone? No. We want to extend, link up with that. This group cannot play there. This group cannot play there because it would be a self-a-tutty. So there's no point in us doing that. That group has nowhere to go. Now, we do need to be careful. You always need to be careful. Now, if I play down here and Alena does this, and then I play here, then I'm in self-a-tutty. Then she would take me. Then all of these stones would be out. Those stones would be rescued. These stones would be dead. Okay, so I can't do that. I can play here, however. So I can just link those up. Then I'm safe. Because she can't play there because it's self-a-tutty. So if she plays here, that group has 2 liberties. This group it goes in, it's got 1, I take it. She has no way to get that one. So as we play our stones are going to affect the stones we had played before, or the stones our opponent had played before. So we always have to look back when things move towards a previous position, to see how more recent moves are affecting more distant moves. Now I'm absolutely finished with playing up there. No matter what she does, I don't have to do anything. Except if she plays there. If she plays there, I got to take those 3 stones. But if she plays here, I don't have to do anything. So then I'm going to come down here. Let me see if Alena has said anything to me. Nope. Looks like we do have a new viewer. And we'll wait till he pops up on my stream deck here. Okay, now I said I don't have to do anything up there. So where do I want to play down here? This is very open. Yeah, so I think I want to get a little more help down here. Just put something on the 3rd line. So Alena has a hard time making a base if she invades. If she reduces this area, that's okay. By attacking her, I should be able to recover most of that. If she invades, attack her invasion. Don't fear an invasion. Don't try to play a moyo at this point in the game. Okay. So Alena thinks that small moves are good for her. Well, nothing wrong with shoring up something. Now, if she comes down in here, you know, that does help to make a connection between that area and this area, right? You've got your sector line here. But you definitely don't want to go there because that does nothing against me. Okay, yeah. So, Alena, yeah, it does nothing for me. You know, this group is connected out. And these stones are dead. So, I'm going to just poke a little bit over here and put this stone into a tutty. Okay. And where do I want to put this stone? I want to come out here. So there's no reason for me to play close to her because this is the area I'm interested in. Okay. Now she's coming out. Okay. Good. Okay, now that stone I can now sort of confront head on. Because I've got this now as a sector line, right? The base for my sector line. And I've got that wall over there, okay? So if this was over here, that's quite a different kind of a thing. Yeah, so electrical longboard is now showing up. And this is our opponent, Alena, one of the members of Hiroshima Gamers. Let me see which. Yeah. Okay, so Alena's going to attach to my stone. So I will just push against that. A double honey out in open space. Oh, why? Okay, now we don't want to go too crazy here. I'm just going to do something I often advise, which is to just make a solid position. Because she's out in open space, right? She's got a cutting point. She's got an atari and a push through. She's got a under defending stone position for me. So a solid, defensive post has a lot of power. Solid is power. That's my opinion. Others may disagree, but I think solid is power. And the thing is, if she drops down into the space, yeah, that's okay. Nothing is absolutely guaranteed to be yours. Okay, I am just going to play that solid. I need to put it over here. solid connection. You know, I do have that cutting point there. If I were to play here and she goes there, then I've got a cutting point. I got a cutting point. You know, I'm old. I don't like to think a lot about a lot of different stuff. Don't like to. Keep it solid, keep it basic, keep it where I can understand what I'm doing. I'm not that strong, so, you know, I want to be confident in what I'm doing. I'm not greedy. If somebody gifts me a bunch of stones, like those stones or these stones or those stones or these or those, I'll take it. I don't mind a gift. But as long as I keep my eye on everything and play sensible moves, then I'm happy. Of course, we don't want that stone dropping down. So we will play there. If she had dropped down and we'd lost some of this, that's okay. We got so much of it. No need to be greedy. Morning, station. Playing Alena. Mentioned yesterday. As you can see, Alena played this bad move, which led to me running around here and taking out these, came back around, got those and these, and got to yeah, I'll just do that. Yeah, you know, being old, I get up in the evenings or in the early mornings. And so I was up at 4 o'clock, and my sister in Phoenix, Arizona, text messaged me, so we chatted for about 30 minutes. No, Alena is a Russian girl here to study at one of our universities, and I am a instructor at that university. I sometimes see her at the train station, and she had threatened to take my writing course. Writing in English. So a lot of times foreign students will take English in addition to their Japanese studies. So I told her if she does take my class, be prepared to write a lot, because that's what we do in my class. We write, and I review what they write with them and nitpick like I do when I'm teaching Go. Same thing. No, she's not Moroccan. No, she is a foreign student from Russia. I'm not really sure. Beyond probably Japanese. Yeah, I'm not sure if she's studying something like international policy or, economics. I'm sure she's studying Japanese, but I'm not sure what her forward interest in using that Japanese in a, I gotta earn a living sense. No. I've never taught at the University of Hiroshima. It's at Hiroshima Shudo University. The last stop on the Astrom line, the train that starts as four stops of subway, and then opens up and goes overhead along the road that goes out that direction. Okay, I will poke my nose out, because I really like having my nose poking into someone else's business. Shudo. Shu. Yeah, and not sure how it got the name Shudo. Yeah, I'm not really worrying about this over there. I do teach at the Prefectural University of Hiroshima. And in fact, at their graduation ceremonies just last week, from my campus, Prefectural University of Hiroshima has 3 campuses, but at my campus, at their graduation ceremony, a few days later, one of our students was diagnosed with coronavirus. So That's a little distressing since that school starts up a week from tomorrow. This year I'm switching from a 1 o'clock start to a 9 o'clock start, and usually there, for my writing class there, I have usually around 32 to 36 students. No, in Hiroshima City, we have 4 cases as of last night. In the prefecture, we have 6 cases as of last night. I guess there's no reason not to just keep forging ahead here. Now, the designated coronavirus hospital is across the street from where we live. half a block down the street across from where we live. So, yeah, it's very convenient. Yeah, we often pass it when we go to eat at Sushiro. Go have sushi. And I'm going to just keep pushing here, because why not? Yeah. We did try to use that university once when my daughter had an allergic reaction to the soba that we had, because we had the kind of soba that she's allergic to, which none of us were aware of, but it had the ingredient in it that she's allergic to. So we went there for emergency treatment because, yeah, it's some, it's one of the grains in the soba. Is it buckwheat? You know, there's a couple of different kinds of soba. Zaru soba? I'm not sure. Anyways, we went, but it was the weekend, and like often on the weekend in Japan, the hospitals are closed. So we had to go to the designated emergency hospital, which is the city hospital downtown. So we took the taxi down there. And we're just going to back off like that. Hey, Daniel. Yeah, it was cold soba. Yeah, we're just talking about coronavirus. Yeah, I'm playing Alena today. Let's see, let's go over here. Yeah, we're just saying that the designated hospital for coronavirus in Hiroshima is across the street from where I live. And just last night, one of the students, graduating students from one of the universities I teach at, was confirmed to have coronavirus. Let's go to the big one. Well, I'm in fairly poor health to begin with, so yeah. I don't want to be getting the coronavirus. That's on my mind. Okay. Now, Alena thinks that small space, which could be blocked there, if I push through, well, you can't see. So if I push through here, she could block there. You think, Alena, you think that that's bigger than blocking over here. You drive a city bus? Cool. Yeah. We have a bus stop right in front of our building, so it's very convenient. I, of course, don't have a car. I do have a scooter that I use, but I only use that to go certain specific places that aren't conveniently gotten to by bus. We also have a streetcar that's down at the end of the street, which is also very convenient. So, yeah, we are very much public transportation oriented family. So, Clacky, do you wear white gloves when you drive your bus? You know, that's sort of the standard. Taxi drivers and bus drivers and people on the train all wear gloves. I mean, that's sort of a tradition. And I will just go there. Yeah. Very good idea. Yeah, you got to clean up that bus before your shift starts. Oh, let's see. Michigan, are you in Grand Rapids? Yeah. Yeah, I have a nephew whose family lives in Grand Rapids. So you're a member of the West Michigan Go Group with Daniel. Yeah, my nephew is how shall we put this? He's a giant. He's about 12 feet tall. And studies judo. He's been studying judo for a long time. And so interested in sumo, watches the sumo channel. And so he said he might be interested in playing Go. And I suggested going to your club, but He's never said he's gone. Yeah. So when I learned Go, when I was learning Go, I was playing Kendo and also doing Kyudo, Japanese archery, and also doing tea ceremony with my wife. My wife and I took a tea ceremony class, and sort of everything sort of dovetailed into one another. Um, I did kendo for just under 4 years. I was in Sapporo for 4 years and started just after I got there because my wife wanted to get back into it. She was a member of the kendo club when she was in university, and so she's a sandan. Got out of university with a sandan in kendo, which is very strong. So she wanted to get back into it. So we went to the Hokkaido Shrine, which was not far from where we lived. Biggest shrine in Hiroshima or in Hokkaido, and so studied with the people around the shrine. Yeah, my first wife was Japanese, and my second wife is as well. I lived in Japan a long time. Yeah, so almost 4 years. And Kyudo, I studied for about maybe just a little less than 3 years. No, they made me take the Shodan test, and I passed. So I have a Shodan in Kendo and Kyudo. Right. No, we didn't have any Q ranks in Kyudo. No, the first time you got tested was for Shodan. Oh, I better put a black stone there first. Okay. Yeah, Q and Dan are just rank terms for everything. Okay. Right. For me at least, I don't know. Perhaps in like high school, they may do it differently. I'm not sure. You know, I just did it. Yeah. So keto is really interesting. However, if you're doing the group uh, what's a good word for it? The group shooting. That shooting's not a good word, but the group activity where you walk out and then turn and line up, and then the first person starts their progression. When they get to a certain point, the second person starts their progression, and then when, so it goes in sequence down the line of, I think it's 4, might be 5. Anyways, it's really hard on your knees when you're waiting for the person in front of you to get to the point where it's time for you to stand up. I think probably here's the best place to go. Because you're squatting with one knee about this far off of the ground, standing flat-footed on the other leg, but the other side is bent, and so your knee is about this far off the ground. Man, that was tough. That was really tough. Now, it wasn't Seiza. No, this wasn't Seiza. This position is more difficult than Seiza, because your hands are on your hip, your back is straight, you're flat-footed on the left foot, and then you're on your toes, bent toes on the other side, with your knee about that far off the ground. And you're holding that position because you've got your arrows in your left hand, and you have your bow in your right hand. And so you're waiting before you can stand so you can switch positions, and then, yeah. Kyudo's really, really interesting. As is Kendo. Love Kendo. There's nothing more fun than hitting someone with a stick. That's my feeling. It's just so satisfying. So, sorry, I'm not playing these moves. I should probably go to camera 2. There we go. Yeah, actually, our one Kendo friend is a person that I sort of grew my go with. I had started using a Famicom computer, and then he expressed an interest in playing Go because his father-in-law played Go, and he wanted to be able to play Go with him. Yeah. Yeah, hitting each other with sticks. Fun game. So I was a bit of a quick study back then, him not so much. So I played him for like twice a week after Kendo we would play. Oops, looks like I missed that one as well. Oh, Alena. Yeah, so played him 9 handicap for about a year before he dropped down to 8 handicap stones. And in like the 3.5 years that we played Go together, I think he got down maybe there to a 7 or maybe a 6 stone handicap. Now, in this situation, if she had just played at C19, she would have had, wouldn't she have had 2 eyes? Yeah, she would have had 2 eyes. But putting herself into the snapback, if I play at C19 and she connects, I think it kills, doesn't it? Yeah. I kind of think so too. That was a double oops on her part. You know, losing 2 stones, that's bad, but losing the whole corner, that's not good. Oh well. So I've got lots to talk to them about when I review the video. So I put everything on YouTube so they can watch it. Everyone in our Go group, which is very small, only a few people, so they can review everybody else's games. And then I watch it on my iPad, take screenshots of important moments, and then, draw lines and number sequences and maybe show alternatives. Everything we do is a teaching game, because I'm stronger than the other people in our group. So we play even games, but I try to play as solid and basic as I can. So everything gets taught later. Now, my talking throughout the video is primarily directed towards my fellow club members and for anybody much, much weaker than I am. Those of you who are, high Q or Don strength are not really going to get anything out of my stream, other than maybe, having fun watching my students get creamed. But yeah, I play very conservative game, try to be very solid, try to be sure that I see mistakes that they make that I can take advantage of, so that when I review it, they can see, I made that kind of a mistake and I should not have. So, yeah, so after I play them, I probably spend 3 or 4 hours working on reviewing. So we have a messenger chat group where I post pictures and then talk about each photo. So I think it works really well. I wish we had more members of the group. Well, I wonder what Alena's thinking. Oh, she resigned. Okay, so just a moment. All right, so yeah. So I was still looking at this. Yeah, I was still looking at that. You resign, but I would have liked to have seen her see that that was still vulnerable and then do something to shore that up before resigning. So, yeah, one more move from her would have been much better. The whole thing about Go is being able to see what's actually on the board. And I think a lot of people, they, in their mind, they're thinking about what they want to do, their plan, their little mission to capture, one stone or two stones or a small group, and that blocks them from seeing everything else that's going on around that little mission. So, I'm trying, as we all should, is trying to break our own habits of doing that and break people we're teaching from doing that. Yeah, you're the bamboozle king, though. I mean, you have a different kind of a mission in life. My mission is to make the world a better place for all the children. And hopefully have my grandchildren playing Go. My kids, well, my daughter not so much, but my son plays a little bit, but not nearly enough. But they do have floor Gobans that I've left with them, and they have stones. They've got one set of Suki moonstones, size 32, that I left over there. And they have my antique Goban, the one that's, I think, has no value on it. The one with a big crack down the center. That's gorgeous because of that crack. But I hope someday that they'll say, yeah, your grandpa, he loved playing Go. So let's learn to play Go in his honor. He didn't get hit by the coronavirus, but he passed away later, years later after that. So anyways, yeah. Hope everyone doing okay. You guys in Grand Rapids, you really got to take care there. So I text messaged with my sister who lives in Phoenix, Arizona this morning at 4 o'clock. You know, being old, I tend to get up in the middle of the night a couple times at least. So text with her about the coronavirus situation, and her son is at that age where, but I gotta talk to my girlfriend. Yeah, now is not the time. Keep your hormones in check. You know, hopefully she'll be there after the coronavirus passes, and you'll be there after the coronavirus passes. So, yeah. Social distance, please. And wash those hands. All right. That's pretty much the end of the stream for us. I will show you those are 2 of my floor go buns. I have 3. Would like to sell 1 because I don't like it very much. It's actually the one on the right hand side there. It was number 2 until I found number 3. And then I like number 3 better than number 2. So I would like to get rid of that second one. Oh yeah, I'm missing stones here and there. Yeah, it's hard to keep track sometimes. That's why we have OGS as a reference. If it's on OGS, it should be on the Go bond. If it's not, well, it should be. Anyways, that's it for me today. I'll probably see if Tiagi is still playing and watch him for a while. And also be uploading and starting my review for the members of our club. So thank you very much, everyone. Had a lot of people here at the end. We appreciate you coming. Daniel, thanks for bringing your people in a raid. I assume that's how they got here. I don't always catch my notifications. Be good, everyone. Be safe.